Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk. Oh, I love when high school student athletes that we cover, when they're in high school, they go on to college, then they go to pros, and they do big things. And now one of our own is about ready to play in the Super Bowl. Olu Oluwatimi, graduate of DeMatha, PG County guy, went to Air Force, Virginia, Michigan, and now a center with the Seattle Seahawks, and he's about to play in the Super Bowl. Olu, great catching up, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, Scott. Thank you for having me.
How does it feel, man?
Oh man, this season has been nothing short of spectacular. Just with all the games that we've been able to win, some of the games that we won in convincing fashion, having, the second year with our head coach, first year with this offensive staff, and everything just kind of coming together. It's been spectacular. It's been a great journey. It's been a long journey, but it's been rewarding.
Like I talked to you before the draft, right, a couple of years ago, and we were talking about how this was going to be a dream come true for you to get drafted in the NFL. I got to believe when you're a kid growing up playing on those fields on Friday nights in DeMatha, you thought a little bit about playing in the Super Bowl. What is this all like coming full circle?
Man, it's awesome. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I really ever dreamt this far of going to the Super Bowl. Some things just don't ever really seem like real. Um, but man, this is a wild dream, honestly, being able to um, do it on a great field. Hopefully we get to pull out the victory. But man, it's just an awesome experience.
And what has this been like for you? Because obviously, you played a lot this year. You're a center, and the starting center got hurt. You came on, played a lot of valuable minutes, played a lot of valuable moments, and to be a part of this team. I mean, you have a role. What is that like?
It's cool. It's definitely cool. The season hasn't went all the way I expected, just kind of getting hurt in training camp and things of that nature. But, at the end of the day, I'm a team guy. I'm always going to be there for my guys. I'm always going to pour into them. Everybody always wants to play and have it be on their shoulders, but that's not my role this year. So I'm just going to, play my role, be the guy that I need to be for this team. And we have a great O-line room, very young room, great O-line coach. It's always fun to come into work. So I've been excited, even though things haven't necessarily went my way the whole year.
It's kind of funny. Like I was at the Commander Seahawks game when you guys came to town, and after that game, I was like, you know what? Seattle's one bad dude. They're for real. I mean, you feel bad for laying a whooping on Washington like that?
I mean, no, we never feel bad when we go and beat teams, especially when we have to travel that far to play. It was cool coming back home though, but that's a far flight, so we want to get in and get out.
Yeah, and you did. You did your business. And Ola, we're days away from the Super Bowl. What are your emotions like right now?
Oh, they're normal, man. It's crazy. Playing in the NFL, it's just like, the reps that we take during the week, the amount of training that we do in the off season, training we do in the preseason, going to training camp, and just all the work that we put in. Game day is really, kind of a reward and really just a fun time. Even when I am starting you as athletes, I feel like, especially as Seahawks, we do a good job of never making a moment too big. But man, we done. I forgot who I was telling and having this conversation with. I was like, I feel like the older I've gotten playing this sport, the less nerves I get on game day. And I was like, the nerves are sometimes a good thing because I feel like that means you want to be your best, you want to play your best. But I feel like I have more nerves going into a high school game than I did going into college games. And then now, like on game day in NFL, I'm just like relaxed, like, all right, let's go play.
It's called maturity, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And what I also find very unique is there are two PG County guys on the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. Talking about Christian Haynes, Bowie High School grad, yourself, DeMatha grad. What is the likelihood, Olu, of two PG County guys on the same offensive line going to the Super Bowl together?
Man, it's not a high likelihood, let's say that. But it's just two guys that put a lot of work in, had things kind of go their way, and just been fortunate to be able to play in this league. And we're gonna just continue to earn our stripes in this league as we get older in the league.
explain kind of your relationship with Christian. Obviously, I see the Maryland flag in the background, and you have that DMV pride, both of you. How have you guys, kind of established the connection right away because of where you're from?
Yeah, when we drafted him last year, I didn't really know much about him, but then I saw that he was from PG County, so I was like, okay, let me look up where he went to school, and I was like, oh, dang, he went to Bowie.
Yeah.
And then, from that moment, him joining the offensive line room, I was going to look after him, whether he was from Cali, Texas, it didn't matter. But him being a PG County brother of mine, I definitely wanted to share him, give him all the information I knew, give him tips of what he can do in the off season, things of that nature. But me and Christian, we have a good bond. He gives me tips, I gives him tips. We talk to each other whenever we're down about things or whenever we're feeling good. We're one of our harshest critics just because we know like, what we are trying to accomplish in this league. So me and Christian have a great relationship.
So you have a lot of friends and family coming to the Super Bowl. Who's coming, and what is it going to be like to share this experience with them?
Yeah, my wife and I, we have 11 people total.
Wow.
I guess 11, including my wife. Just the direct family members, siblings, and parents. Really, we both come from big families, and some spouses too. So, yeah, it's gonna be a great contingency out in the Bay, and excited to share this experience and be able to watch the Super Bowl in person.
Is your wife from Maryland, PG, or?
She's from Northern Virginia. She grew up in Leesburg.
All
Her
right, let's go. So we got a DMV connection out in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, her dad is a prior NFL alum. So he played in the league. He played for the Redskins or Commanders, I
Yep.
guess, and then worked for them for some years. So that's kind of what how they grew up in Leesburg.
Why is it important for you, Olu, to have your friends and family be at this game and be a part of this?
Just because they're the people that poured into me my whole life. They're the people that kind of believed in me. Family is just being fortunate to have family that are healthy, family that are alive, family that love you. It's just it's a big moment. Just thinking about all how like the tough love I received from my family, but kind of how that shaped me into the man I am today, and then also the support, whether it was dropping me off at practice, picking me up, doing stuff with me in the off season, or just kind of just giving me tips on how to. I'm the youngest of six, so I learned a lot from my older siblings. So yeah, all those things just accumulated over time, kind of helped me become the man I am today.
All right, let's go to Sunday. A few minutes before kickoff, you're in the tunnel with your teammates. You're about ready to run onto the field together. What are you going to be feeling in that moment? What are the emotions going to be like?
I think it's just gonna be a lot of gratitude. I think it's gonna be a lot of gratitude that I get to experience this moment. It's gonna be a lot of gratitude for my teammates in that moment because in the NFL, no team is ever gonna be the same. You got to start from ground one, starting in April when OTAs begin for the next season, and then some guys are not gonna be here. Some guys are gonna be back, but I'm gonna have a lot of gratitude just for the journey of this 2025 season and being able to go play another 60 minutes of ball and hopefully be able to host a trophy at the end.
Speaking of gratitude, how many flashbacks will you have, you know, running on that field, maybe thinking back to your DeMatha days, your youth football days of those early coaches, those coaching staffs on DeMatha to kind of help mold you to where you are today?
Man, shoot. I'm gonna have a lot. I don't know about necessarily in that moment. I feel like I'm gonna be kind of locked into the game plan and remembering things of that nature as it pertains to that game. But just throughout the year, throughout just me and my quiet time, I do remember the people that God kind of placed in my life that helped me get to where I am today. And I'm always grateful because I always tell people like to get to these places, like, yeah, you have to have talent, you have to have a drive inside of you, but there's kind of a little bit of luck, having being in the right place at the right time, having the right people around you, being able to stay healthy, things of that nature, having things go your way. So I'm always grateful for all the coaches that poured into me because it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy growing up. My family, we didn't have a lot of resources, and my parents being immigrants, they didn't really know a lot about sports. They always wanted us to work hard at things and get a degree and be great. people in society. But we love sports, and we had a lot of help from coaches, from family, friends, and things of that nature.
I forget, did you pick up football late? When did you,
I want to
when did
say
you,
seventh grade, so a little
yeah,
later than most
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't you glad you picked it up now?
yeah, I am. I definitely am. Definitely am.
Uh, we'll end with this. Obviously, we're still, days away from the Super Bowl. Have you allowed yourself to visualize kissing that Lombardi trophy, holding that Lombardi trophy yet? Do you think about that in these moments?
Definitely have dreamt about it for sure. I heard everybody gets a trophy if you win. So being able to have that, I guess, for my whole life. But we got a job to do first. We got to go to this week of preparation, have good days, stack great days, and then go into the game ready to go and go play a great 60-minute game from start to finish.
Can't wait. Super Bowl 60, the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. The DMV will be well represented. Olu Oluwatimi, center for the Seattle Seahawks. Olu, good luck to you, and hopefully we'll be doing this again when you have a nice little ring on your finger, all right?
I appreciate that, Scott.
All right, much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.